The following program is paid for and sponsored by Life Extension Foundation.
Thank you for joining us. We're here in Palm Beach, Florida at an event for the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Some very exciting scientific research is taking place there on a continuous basis. And to tell us more about it, we have three well-known scientists from Israel, and they will update us on fascinating research at the Hebrew University following these messages.
Life Extension Foundation was established in 1977 and has grown to become the world's largest consumer-based anti-aging organization. Life-saving achievements taken for granted today were pioneered by Life Extension Foundation decades ago. Life Extension is currently funding $10 million a year in research on significantly extending a healthy human lifespan. Diseases that once plagued humanity have largely been eradicated by scientific innovation. 3 leading causes of death in 1900 compared with how people die today. Smallpox killed millions before it was eliminated in 1979. Life Extension funds research to fight biological aging so that it also will become a relic of the past. Log on to lifeextensionfoundation.org.
Rejuvenate your skin from the inside out and the outside in. With 98.6% naturally derived ingredients, you experience vibrant skin from day one. Introducing the Alavita Regenerating Trio, a moisturizing and anti-aging solution. These 3 innovative products reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Alavita, a beautiful merging of nature and science. Learn more online today.
At Gardens Wellness Center, we provide a full menu of holistic services under one roof. Services to heal the body through chiropractic care, acupuncture, and colon hydrotherapy. And services to heal the mind through hypnotherapy, neurolinguistic programming, and life coaching. We practice functional and Chinese medicine and offer a full herbal pharmacy. Visit us today and take charge of your health.
When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful. A miracle. Oh, it was beautiful, magical. And then they showed me a world where I could be so dependable. Oh, intellectual, cynical.
Find magic again. Sprout by HP. With Intel RealSense technology inside, now you can bend the rules of creativity outside.
With us now are Professors Nahmias and Levy. It's a real pleasure and honor to have you on the show today. Really great.
Pleasure to be here.
Well, here we are in Palm Beach and you're at this event for the American Friends of Hebrew University. Sir, please tell us of your area of specialty.
Okay, so my name is Uriel Levy. I'm the head of the Kruger Nano Center at the Hebrew University. My own research field is nanophotonics, has to do with light squeezed to very, very small dimensions with applications in communication, medicine, sensing, technology, information, everything, basically.
Fascinating. Dr. Nahmias, tell us about your areas.
I am the head of the Bioengineering Center at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and my work is primarily focused on liver tissue engineering and microfluidics. We are part of a worldwide effort to create a human on a chip, essentially replacing animals in cosmetic and pharmaceutical toxicity testing, trying to increase the safety and efficacy of drugs worldwide.
There's been so much controversy over animal experimentation, and long it has been said it is possible just to do it in other technological ways, so that is very commendable, I would say. What are the challenges with regard to technology at this time in history?
The problem is that first comes manufacturability. So we have the ideas how to make things smaller, how to make things better. But manufacturing these kind of things at a large scale, this is still of a challenge. So as much as we understand the basic physics and the underlying operation concepts, there's still a long way to go how to make it very, very cheap, which is a commodity for everybody. So that's why, for example, we now have a three-dimensional activity within our nano center, such that you can make three-dimensional structures very, very cheap, just using a home-built printer, and now you can really manufacture to the very, very last bit, I would say, with very simple manufacturing tools. Simple printer that you have like in your home.
All of this is most fascinating. Professor Nahmias, tell me, how does this affect Israel's economy, the amazing achievements in technology and research? How does it affect Israel's destiny at this time in history?
Well, one of the things to take into account is that Israel is a very small country, and the amount of natural resources we have is very limited. Israel relies on exporting high-tech, exporting technology, and exporting human capital. There are about 5,000 startup companies in Israel right now, and as we just heard in the conference that was organized by the Hebrew University, Israel is actually third running in the number of companies in NASDAQ. That means it is a significant part of the Israeli income. Innovation is at the heartblood of Israel.
Tell us about the subject matter that you're presenting here at the Four Seasons Hotel today.
Okay, so I will show you how, using nanotechnology, we can have solutions to so many problems that are involved in our life. For example, there's a project about nanoretina, which means that you have issues with blindness, and there's a hope to overcome some of these problems using nanotechnology. Displays, we all know about the old displays, the big ones, and they moved to LEDs. That's what we have now in the market. But the new generation of displays, large scale, would be even better using nanotechnology with something called quantum dots. These are like spheres 5 nanometer size, which can solve the problem of energy, meaning that battery lifetime can go twice as much as you have now, simply by using nano. Another thing, navigation system, autonomous navigation system. If you want to go from point A to point B and you don't want to use GPS, you want your autonomous system for several reasons, you might be able to do that with nanotechnology. Color, controlling color, instead of having all the pigments for all the colors, you can have just, let's say, black, and then you apply a very simple coating with nanotechnology that would control the exact color that you would like. All these solutions are in hand with nanotechnology.
And of course, it also has implications with regard to TV production, I'm sure. Professor Nahmias, give us a brief as to what you will be presenting here today.
I still haven't decided. So I usually talk a little bit about my research, but then I also start talking about biodesign. Biodesign is a new initiative at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. It's a multidisciplinary program where we take clinicians from the area hospitals. Hadassah is one of the major ones. And we bring them together with engineers from my program and business students. And together they dig deep into the clinical world, identifying clinical problems that are unmet, that don't have a solution, and then doing an in-depth market analysis and create a patent, essentially a proof of principle experiment and a prototype to take to the market. It's a way to teach innovation, teach the young generation in Israel how to become entrepreneurs. And this is something that I found that is very, very different from my time in the United States to my time in Israel. I moved back to Israel in 2009 after a little bit over a decade in the States. And I realized that in contrast to the United States, my students were a little bit older. They were in their late 20s, early 30s. They had a lot of industry experience because they were working during their studies. And they really wanted to create startups. It was something embedded in their genome. And as a university, we were not giving those people the tools that they needed to succeed. We were teaching them how to become scientists or engineers, but not necessarily entrepreneurs. So we created this program that has been immensely successful, where that fusion between medicine and engineering creates some amazing innovation. We brought Boston Scientific, that became our sponsor about 3 years ago. Terumo Corporation is one of the major corporations in Japan, is sponsoring the program. It was actually highlighted by Boston Scientific. It's one of the major reasons to invest in Israel just now in 2015. I think that's the most exciting thing that I'm going to present today, probably.
Outstanding. What would you like to add to this?
We are here today to discuss the innovations in the field of, in my case, is nanotechnology, and Kobe is talking about bioengineering, which is also related to nanotechnology. He's also a member of our center, and we would like to convey a message that we have the ideas, and we have the technology, and we have the motivations to push what we have now to the next level, which means that nanotechnology would affect your daily life. And you already see that in so many products, and looks like the horizon is far above us in that term. So we are hoping for much more from nanotechnology.
This is something very unique about the Nanotechnology Center at the Hebrew University that was recently highlighted as one of the top in the world. There is a wealth of students and faculty members that are interested not only in basic research, which is very, very important in what we do in everyday life, but also spinning off their technologies into the market. And there are quite a lot of spin-offs and startup companies that emerged from the Hebrew University over the years. Some of them you might not hear about because we're talking about a new special conductive die for 3D printing technologies, or a new sensor for the car, which you probably don't hear about, or something that is hiding in your cell phone. But those are things that are rapidly changing the world around us, and it's really a unique environment to work in.
Yeah, so maybe I can add to that. So the reason why our Nano Center is the leader in Israel and perhaps one of the very best in the world is because of team effort. It's not that easy that you have 80 professors and over 500 students working together for the same cause. Of course, everybody has its own research, but everybody contributes to the same organization and they feel part of the organization. They use the same facility, which this concept of sharing resources, sharing ideas, and working together, that's what bringing us so far.
A nano kibbutz.
A nano kibbutz, how wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. It is exceptional how the hope for a better future, education, research and technology presents to this troubled world. And I have to say this has been very, very enlightening and a great honor and pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Professor Nahmias.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
2015 marks the 100th anniversary of Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity, which continues to transform our world. Einstein's groundbreaking theory paved the way for new ideas and innovations that change our lives. Einstein had another remarkable idea that continues to help humanity and generate knowledge: the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Einstein worked to help establish a university that is a research powerhouse and a global leader in science, medicine, agriculture, and the humanities. Just look at some of its many discoveries: new medicine to treat Alzheimer's, pioneering cancer research, drip irrigation and eco-friendly agriculture, breakthroughs in brain science, leading developments in revolutionary nanotechnology, and life-saving navigation systems for motor vehicles. Einstein spoke prophetic words about founding the Hebrew University of Jerusalem.
This institution of research and scholarship represents a spiritual bond encompassing the Jews in all countries.
We celebrate the theory of relativity and the genius of Albert Einstein, whose concern for humanity lives on in the work of Hebrew University's scientists and scholars. The Hebrew University of Jerusalem, research engine for the world and the engine of growth for a nation.
The following individuals are not actors. They're actual patients at Gardens Wellness Center. They're not being compensated for their time. They've chosen to share their stories with you, to guide you and mentor you along your healing journey.
Hello, my name is Dave. I am a face of ALS. I'm here at the Gardens Wellness Center. There's a couple reasons why we're here. Number one, we're seeking holistic treatment and acupuncture treatments to prepare me for stem cell therapy coming up on the 20th of February. They're into heavy research on the cutting edge technology of stem cell. So we have high hopes and we're expecting tremendous results with the work of our practitioner, Sarah, here at Gardens Wellness Center.
My experience with Gardens Wellness Center has definitely been life-changing.
My name's Joe Dolan. I'm a golf professional in the Jupiter area. I've worked with Bill Rice for 12 years. I love Gardens Wellness.
I love Gardens Wellness Center.
For more information or a free consultation, call us at 561-422-4330 or find us online at gardenswellness.com.
With us now is Dr. Naomi Habib with the Hebrew University. A real privilege to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Please tell us about the research you're involved with at the present time.
I'm currently working as a postdoctorate at the Broad Institute of MIT, and I'm studying how our brain works. And what I actually do, or have been doing in the past 3 years, is developing technologies that will enable us to understand the brain from a molecular level. And understanding the brain from a molecular level is very important if we're thinking about treatment and cures and therapies for neurological disease.
Fascinating. Specifically, what diseases are you thinking of?
So currently, the technologies we've been developing are very general. You can use it to study basic neurobiology about how the brain functions, or you can study disease. So for example, one of the projects I'm involved in is we have a model of autism spectrum disorder. So recently there are many mutations that have been discovered that are related to autism, but nobody really knows what they are doing, or mainly what's going wrong once you have these mutations. So what we're trying to understand is really understand what's going wrong so we can find a cure.
Interesting. There are so many cases of autism, it seems, in our modern world.
What we know about autism is that it definitely has a very strong genetic basis, meaning that your genome is determining the predisposition to have the disorder. But it can either be genetic, meaning that you got it from a bad gene from your mother or father, but it could also be new mutations that are being accumulated when the sperm and egg is at this early stages of the sperm and egg, meaning that the parents could be completely normal, but the child would be autistic. There's a lot of evidence that shows that this is related to the age of the parents, and mainly actually the father in this case. So there's a lot of speculations in the field and in the general media about why is there like an outbreak of autism spectrum disorders. And I don't think we actually have a good answer for this right now.
You yourself are a graduate of Hebrew University. You did your bachelor's, your master's and PhD there, and now you also are involved with computational technology. Please tell our viewers what that is.
Okay, so I did all my degrees in the Hebrew University, which is an amazing university in a very special program called computational biology. Now, what that means is, it means that I got training both in biology and in computer science. And why is that so important? Because in these days, the technology really developed. So instead of measuring one small measurement at a time, as people used to do, we're measuring millions and billions of pieces of information that turned out to be this huge file in our computer that nobody can really figure out. So that's where computational biology comes in. We take this huge amount of data and make sense of it. Suddenly, we understand what's behind that. We build models, and it really advances the way we do science. So the computational biology program in the Hebrew University was actually the first one in the world, I think. So when I went and finished my PhD and I went to apply for postdoc positions, anywhere in the world, I applied to jobs in MIT and in Harvard, and everywhere I went to, the door was completely wide open to me. And this is because of the amazing training I got and my PhD advisors, Nir Friedman and Hannah Margalit, who are both amazing and well known, and also the name of the Hebrew University that has such a good name that it really opens doors.
Where is this leading you?
So when I'll be older, which hopefully will be in a year and a half from now, I want to open my own lab and do my own research. I want to study the brain, and always in my research I combine both what I did before, which is the computational biology side, with the new things I learned now in my PhD, which is neuroscience, experimental neuroscience, all the amazing technologies we've developed. So I want to continue doing that, but having my own lab, and I'm going to come back to Israel and apply for jobs hopefully in a year and a half.
Absolutely outstanding, and a real pleasure to have you here today, and I wish you a lot of success in the future.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
What we do here at the Hebrew University is try to look at global problems. We're also realizing that teaming up, you can get much better results. One of the stars of our Brain Research Center is Chaim Bergman. He's trying to alleviate Parkinson's.
The unique thing is the understanding that the brain is a computational device that uses electrical activity to make computation.
Chaim Bergman is one of the true leaders in deep brain stimulation. When you see two different videos, one before and the other after the closed-loop deep brain stimulations, you cannot believe that these two individuals are one and the same.
I think there is a huge importance to cure Alzheimer's, or at least to delay its progression, especially in countries like Canada, where the life expectancy is getting higher and higher, and it's greatly important to provide people with not only long life, but healthy life. And we ask whether, by selective manipulation of the aging process, we can delay the onset of Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative disorders, or maybe even prevent them.
There is a new area of research which combines quantum physics and biology. It's a research area that tries to find the role of quantum physics in biological processes like photosynthesis, for example.
The Youth and Periphery program is a program that's supposed to bring the quality of the Hebrew University and the tremendous knowledge into the most needy area of the country, and to help youth and underserved community to close the gap that are existing today in the Israeli society.
We built a long-term educational program with scientific emphasis for this population. The school tried to give them a future. The initiation of this program started with a Canadian friend of the Hebrew University. The change we do for these kids is we make the academic atmosphere reachable.
Hebrew Youth today has over 2,700 requests for scholarships. This year we are doing 80. These are kids who cannot get into university, and we do an extensive one-year program for them. Then we have undergrads, we have grads, We have masters and we have PhDs that we do scholarships for.
I would like to deeply thank Lenny Shapiro for his support and help. He really encourages me and motivates me to fulfill my aspiration for excellence and to do better in my research. He is definitely a role model for me.
Makes me feel wonderful. And sometimes I'll cry on the side.
We wanted to expand the relationship between Israel and Canada. This came to fruition as a program of Canadian Studies at Hebrew University.
It was our way of asking Canada to be supportive of Israel and do it through education.
It was a spark of an idea to bring the Canadian autism research community and the Hebrew University autism research community together.
The Canadian Israel ASD Symposium was organized by the Research Hub, which we just established on autism and neurodevelopmental disorders.
I have a personal connection to autism, and I wanted to see it develop, and I wanted to share the Canadian autism research experience with the Israeli one. And here was a chance to present the models, to share ideas, and to tap into amazing research done at Hebrew University, and to say, look, you need to focus your attention and time in autism.
Life Extension Foundation was established in 1977 and has grown to become the world's largest consumer-based anti-aging organization. Life-saving achievements taken for granted today were pioneered by Life Extension Foundation decades ago. Life Extension is currently funding $10 million a year in research on significantly extending a healthy human lifespan. Diseases that once plagued humanity have largely been eradicated by scientific innovation. 3 leading causes of death in 1900 compared with how people die today. Smallpox killed millions before it was eliminated in 1979. Life Extension funds research to fight biological aging so that it also will become a relic of the past. Log on to lifeextensionfoundation.org.
And then they showed me a world where I could be so dependable, oh intellectual, cynical.
Find magic again. Sprout by HP. With Intel RealSense technology inside, now you can bend the rules of creativity outside.
This brings us to the end of our show for today. For all of us here at RCP Productions, I'm Richard Peritz. Thank you for being with us.